Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco.
I'm Chris.
Today's new comic book day, we got a considerably smaller stack than normal to show you. That being said, still a decent amount of books.
Our wallet thanks us.
This is, for some people, this would be a lot of comics for a week. This, I was so happy to see. Because don't get me wrong, I love getting all kinds of new comics. But I feel like recently, it's been very hefty.
Like $30-$40.
No, more than... Last week was $80, Chris.
Well, that was including mine.
Yeah.
So.
But still.
Yeah.
$80 just on New Comic Book Day.
Well, that goes into
That's a lot.
$40.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though. Like...
Well, 50 for you,
But in a way, it still kind of combines, because, there'd probably be things... If you weren't getting them, that I might have got, you know what I mean? So, it's a lot of comics. My point being. And this week, it's refreshing, It's like, I don't have that much this week. I get to save a little money. Spend it on some bigger books later, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got some cool things to talk about, starting with Gambit #1, brand new series.
Mm-hmm. You read it?
I did, yeah. I read all the books.
I thought it was fun.
Well, except for there was one or two that, like Captain America. Anyway, it was fun. It doesn't seem like the next issue is really going to connect to it. It was interesting. So this is written by, huh? Well, it's not going to connect to a certain person in this. I don't think this story line is going to continue at all.
I think it will a little.
I don't know. It kind of seemed like it was going a different route. But anyway, so then this is kind of what I took from it. Maybe you have a different interpretation, but this is a written by Chris Claremont, famous X-Men writer. And to me, this kind of felt more like a filling in the holes type thing.
Yeah.
And it feels like we're going to go from this hole to another hole, is what I took from this.
That's not what I took from it.
But, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I didn't read the ending right. But anyway, I mean, it was interesting. Overall, pretty fine, I guess. It didn't blow me away.
It took me a minute. Storm, for the most part, is wearing almost the same outfit as she is in this.
Yeah.
She's the same head thing.
Yeah.
Headdress.
Well, this shouldn't be too terribly long after that.
Yeah, I know they say it.
Yeah. I don't know if they say exactly how long it's been,
but they say
But yeah, I mean it's a little bit of time after that, roughly. But we also picked up some other cool covers, including the Momoko, which pretty solid, one that I think a lot of people were pretty excited about. Yeah. But again, so we were having a talk the other day about those negative space covers, the ones like Nakayama does and other people do as well. But to me, this is a great use of negative space, to really make the art pop. Mm-hmm. Also, that Vampirella cover that I really liked.
Yeah.
Excellent use of negative space. To me, that's the kind of stuff that impresses me. Not to say that I don't like the negative space covers that have become popular, but basically, to summarize our conversation we had off camera, was I think a lot of times they feel very forced. There are some good ones, and I think, and there's some that I want. There's a lot that I want, actually, especially, I'm a big fan of Nakayama, but I feel like some of them are just we're going to do negative space thing, because that's what people like, I guess. This was the Inyuk Lee cover, which I thought was also pretty rad.
Yeah.
Like that one quite a bit. I think she looks a lot like Anna. I know she's a kid, but just with the blue and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, particularly this art style, I feel like for whatever reason really reminds me of Anna from Overwatch. I don't know if that's in focus. It doesn't feel like it's in focus. Yeah. What? Where's my focal point? It should be right here. Oh, well.
Doesn't like you anymore.
I guess. I might have accidentally hit the camera. Who knows? And then, I don't know the artist on this one, but picked up this one as well. And then moving on to Captain America: Symbol of Truth #3. Got Dr. Doom on the cover. Didn't read this one. Good.
I enjoy it. I like where the story's going.
This is which one? Sam.
Yeah, Sam Wilson.
Yeah. I'm still a little let down. Not gonna lie, but every time I see it, there's a little bit of spite in me. Just because I was robbed of, or lied to. I was more so lied to. If that one shot ended and didn't say anything, I would have been fine. But it's like, story to be continued. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be insane for Winter Soldier.
It's the other one. Not Symbol of Truth. It's the other one.
Well, but
well, yeah.
Not really, because it said in Captain America 0, which implied that it's gonna. It kind of seemed like it was gonna be a big thing, like the two series kind of paralleling off each other and stuff. And I thought Winter Soldier was gonna have a big part of it. And then at that point, I'll probably be reading the books.
You might still potentially.
And we'll see. Anyway, moving on to probably the best book of the week.
Yeah.
Strange. What is this, #3? Yep, #4. Strange #4. We got what's his name? Shadowknight here on the. I don't know where my focal point is. Right
He's
there.
basically a Pokemon. All he says is his name.
Is that better? That looks better, right?
Kinda. It's still a little fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my camera today. But anyway, this series just continues to be awesome. I love how brutal Clea has been the entire time, but also another character that's introduced in this issue.
It was mentioned last issue.
I couldn't remember. Also, I really like the art.
Yeah.
I think the art is really solid. It's not as good as, like, say, Moon Knight. It's not as flashy, I would say. But, like, I'm a big fan of the line work.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, you just see something that's like, this is pleasant. This pleases me, you know? And, but anyway, yeah. Strange. Super awesome, as always.
Oh.
Highly recommend it. It's been a fantastic read. And also, Jed McKay's just killing it right now. Jed McKay. And speaking of Jed McKay, you read this, right?
Yeah.
We got Iron Cat #2. Good. Not as good as Strange, but
Yeah.
I really, really like it. I love Black Cat so much. And he teamed up Black Cat with Iron Man, which is one of my favorites. We're getting some interesting backstory with Felicia, as well as other parts of her past. Which
One lady, I forgot her name. I want to be real.
Tamara?
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I mean, I feel like it gives you the necessary knowledge of, you know, like Fox and stuff, even if you hadn't read any of other Black Cat stuff. I feel like reading this, like, it gives you enough to know what happened and kind of the history, while adding more history that we didn't know about. And I think it's pretty solid. I imagine, because Jed McKay's just been doing, like, for whatever reason with Black Cat, he's just been doing, like, roughly 10-issue runs. So I imagine this is probably going to be roughly the same, maybe not. I could also potentially see if they wanted to continue this. I don't think they would continue super long under the title Iron Cat, but let's just say if they wanted to, because Tamara has it right now.
So this is #3, right?
And it's 2.
2? Oh.
But if they wanted to continue it, they could, like, have Tamara get defeated, and then at the end of it, Tony Stark's like, you know what? Maybe you should keep the suit. And then she's just Iron Cat for a time being.
Yeah.
I could see that potentially. Probably not.
Interesting, because I think it's rare that a book's title is technically the villain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so, and that's why I think could be kind of fun. I don't necessarily expect it, but I think it'd be a fun little twist to start off with the title being the villain and then change it into the hero, but it's not the same person. It's like, I don't know, it could be.
I think the only other time that happens is like Predator or Alien.
Yeah, but you definitely. Well, I mean, like, you could take a Marvel book, like there's a Kang series for a while back, but you're following Kang, so this is
antagonist, I should say.
Yeah, antagonist. But I mean, you know, she's also a very important part to the story, so I don't know. It's interesting. Jed McKay is awesome. Like I said, Iron Cat, Moon Knight, Strange. That's all he's got going on right now, right?
Oh.
I think so. But I mean, all three fantastic titles. Everything I've read of his work beforehand, incredible. So definitely read some of his books if you haven't. It is a absolute delight. I think probably my forever recommendation number one is Taskmaster. It's a 5-issue miniseries that's so much fun. It's just absolute fun. And then moving on to not moving on, but I said moving on. But
my favorite cover of the week.
It is
of all the little you're covering up the details.
Oh well, that's fair, I guess. But yeah, so we have the Predator variant here. Wish there was another variant that was also really good, but I didn't get. But we're picking up all the Predator variants.
And I love all the small things in this. You've got Beta Ray Bill's skull, Venom skull, Red skull. I think that's probably Rocket Raccoon.
It'd be Red Skull Skull.
Red Skull Skull.
Red Skull Skull.
Ghost Rider's skull. Man Thing has a skull, apparently.
Well, yeah, and I like the kind of ridiculousness. And I think this is Mayhew. And so, like, on top of it, it's also... It's fun, but it's drawn really well and, like, looks really nice. But, I think he kind of decided, like, let's just be goofy with this. You know what I mean? Like...
Also, I don't know what Black Cat's going to do to the Predator. This Predator has apparently killed not only the Ghost Rider, but Beta Ray Bill.
Well, I don't think she's here to fight the Predator. She's a thief. She's tricky. She's here to sneak under his nose and I don't know, steal a skull. I don't know. Maybe steal Ghost Rider's skull, because where's he at?
He's definitely still alive.
He's alive, so she has to get him back to his body or something. And then that's how they beat the Predator. We figured out the story. Moving on to Variance number 2.
This is really good.
I really like this story. This, to me, has a lot of the same kind of writing styles. I don't know the author on what I'm about to say, Gail Simone. But She-Hulk. Like, a lot of just this quiet time to talk and... flesh out characters, and I really dig it. There's quite a few cameos of interesting characters that pop up throughout this issue, and then tying back to this weird whatever multiversal thing that's going on, and bringing back a classic Jessica Jones villain. It's solid. It's a pretty good read. I'm happy. I almost didn't pick it up on the first issue. Well, because I've been kind of going back and forth. I was like, I don't know. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that kind of put me off at first. You always have all these different, and there's other ones too out there. But whenever the movies are doing something, they're like, okay, we gotta capitalize. Okay, there's a lot of variants and multiverse things going on in the movies. We're going to make a variance book. And there's such a decent shot of it just being a throwaway title. You know what I mean? But this one, really, really solid. Check it out.
It's like that one random Doctor Strange with Nightmare comic.
Yeah, that was really, really bad. I didn't like that one. Anyway. And then this is a cover buy from a couple weeks ago that we had to reorder because we didn't get enough. It's only a week ago.
I'm pretty sure it was last week.
Some time ago. What book is this? Fantastic Four 45, the Gala Doom variant.
I really like it. That cloak looks so warm.
It is pretty cool. It is proper fancy. Not a huge fan of the mask. I feel like it's a little weird looking, but I don't hate it. I feel like...
I like the idea that Doom was like, time to wear my fancy mask.
It kind of looks like a weird bird. And that's where it bugs me. But I think the armor, and this is Dodderman, which I love Dodderman. Like, the amount of detail in the armor is incredible. Absolutely great.
Well, he's actually wearing very little armor. It's a lot of clothes.
Well, whatever this is, I don't know. Because it's like armor, you know what I mean? But or I don't know what you'd call it. I'm stupid. I don't know clothing. I wear t-shirts and shorts, you know. Moving on to Star Wars, we got number 3. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, number 3. Awesome cover with Cody here and a bunch of clones in the back. Pretty good issue.
I really liked it.
I still feel like I haven't liked 2 or 3 as much as I did number 1. And that's always sucks.
I think I like this one best.
I did really like parts of this. I did really like the first issue, and that was my thing. And with, this is skipping through different time periods of Obi-Wan's life. He's an old man, and he's retelling his stories or writing in a diary or something. Yeah. I don't know. So with that, I feel like you're kind of almost always inevitably doomed to like a certain part more, probably significantly more than another part. It's just how it goes. And then you'll be like, well, crap, I want more of that, And so that's kind of where I feel right now, is like I really want to know more about that first story. And the other ones I've enjoyed, but just not as much. Where's that? Cool cover for next issue, though.
Oh, yeah.
And then another cool cover for this week. We had to pick up, the Choose Your Destiny variant. We got Kit Fisto, which is pretty cool, but not quite as cool as...
I thought was weird. Hold on. There was 2 Kit Fisto covers this week, and he shows up for like a panel in this book.
Was he on one of the other Obi-Wan covers?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird, yeah. I didn't pay attention to it. But, really, really awesome cover. Dr. Aphra, number something, I don't know, it doesn't matter. It's the Choose Your Destiny Asajj Ventress cover, which is just super, super rad.
That's really nice.
Again, these are the Sprouse variants that are just incredible.
That ends the Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I always separate Star Wars into its own section at the end of the Marvel.
That ends the Star Wars and the Marvel.
No DC this week.
Nope. And
then we have a single indie book. We're at the end of the road. We have, this is what, number 2, right?
2.
Oh, right there. I thought those were bend. Anyway, Public Domain, number 2. I really like this book.
Yeah.
I like this book a lot. There was one line that really, really got me. So, if you haven't been reading this book, it's about a comic artist that, he's got a couple of kids, and it deals with, you've heard things about, like, comic artists and writers not getting paid properly, but also it's kind of complicated, or not complicated, but I like the difference in characters. It doesn't feel like, because obviously coming from a comic writer, you could think that this could sound like we deserve to get paid for our stuff, and just real preachy in that regard. But I really like, so you're kind of, at least from the creative team, because there's a split between the writer and the artist. They don't talk to each other anymore. Of this character that's blown up,
Not the book itself.
Yeah, of the character. His name is Domain. I want to say Public. His name is a Domain, and he's the Iron Man of this universe. But so the writer is doing quite well financially from it, while the artist not so much. But also you see this happiness in him to see his work appreciated, even if he's not getting paid from it. And so you see him go to the movie premieres, and he's just so happy, and even just to talk to one fan, it just brightens his day so much, just knowing that he made something that people enjoy. So there's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of complexities and technicalities, and it's like, I don't know. I just think it's a pretty interesting take on this story. But I want to say there's one line that really was fun. So in this issue, a fan of the artist comes over.
Did we assume the artist was probably talking to beforehand?
Yeah.
About signed books or something like that.
But yeah, so he ends up has some comics to give him or something,
Yeah.
but it just kills me because
he throws in like a first appearance of somebody.
yeah, he's like, here, you can have this book. I found it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, first, it's like Lady Liberty or something. I don't remember. And he's like, oh, that's so cool. I've been meaning to ask you, by the way. There's a lot of debate. Is this the real first appearance, considering that we see her hand in issue blah 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 and whatever? And I'm just like, oh man, I can only imagine just being like a comic book writer, and you're at conventions and signing books and stuff, and just having people ask you questions. It's like, I just wrote a story, man. I don't care what the first appearance is. To us, it matters a big deal as collectors. But they're just.
And they make more of a big deal of it nowadays for first appearances as well.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's, and it's gonna vary writer to writer, artist to artist, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure there's some that just it's like, why do you care? Like, what does this matter? Like, why do you care about a hand being an issue? Like, it's just silly stuff. But then you have others that probably also more current, that lived through, because they maybe collected old X-Men or something, for example, old Spider-Man, and then they want, if they also collect a little bit, I feel like that, can help. But anyway, great story, really, really liking the writing. That's Zdarsky, right? Is who's on this? Yeah. And yeah, it's just a solid, it's not, doesn't have any action or anything, it's just some family drama and business drama, and yeah, just good writing. But that's all we got for this week. Tonight we're going to be live streaming, doing a haul.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff.
Maybe a little bit of gaming afterwards. I'm not sure yet.
We figured out how to do multiplayer
tabs. Also, maybe might try that other game.
Well, yeah.
That game I was telling you I might buy. But anyway, we'll see.
I don't know what it was.
Also, kind of just depends on how we feel. Like right now, I'm really tired. My neck's been bothering me. I have a lot of issues with my neck. And today it's been killing me. So if I'm like really... by
I'm
tomorrow...
really tired.
Which I'm recording this, the day of, so I say tonight, but you know what I mean. So Wednesday night, if I'm really feeling down, I might just stream, for an hour or two, do the haul, talk about whatever we end up talking about, because it's always something. And then maybe hop off. Or if I have some more energy, maybe we'll play some games. So we'll see. But that is going to be all for today. I have some interesting books coming my way in the next coming weeks. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Ha 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 ha!